Hey, good morning, y'all. It's like 7 something. Just started my run. Well, I'm kind of halfway through now, but I just wanted to say something about the run that I realized this morning. So when I first start my run, mind you, if you watched the videos before, I said I sprained my ankle. I sprained my ankle a couple weeks ago, and I couldn't run. I couldn't do anything. It was still hurting. So a couple days ago, not a couple days ago, but probably like a week or maybe a little bit less than a week, I tried to come outside and run again in the morning, and I couldn't make it up no small hill. I couldn't make it up a small hill because my ankle was stopping me. My ankle was stopping me making up the hill. Now the thing now is my ankle is feeling better, and I was able to come outside and run this morning. I was able to come outside and run. But the thing I noticed is when my ankle was messing up, it was real cloudy outside. I remember it was real cloudy outside. The sun wasn't shining when I was trying to run with my messed up ankle. The sun wasn't shining. Today I came outside again. The sun is shining, but not in the place where I was running. In the place when I was trying to make it up the small hill, and then it's a big hill that I got to make it up. The sun wasn't shining right there. So I had 2 challenges I had to make. My first challenge was making up the small hill in the beginning. It's a very, very small hill, but I couldn't make it up at the first time because my ankle was hurting. It was holding me back. So let that small hill and my ankle symbolize something small that's holding you back. Something that you got going on that's holding you back. Something within you that is holding you back. Now I was able to make it up the small hill, but the sun was hidden. The sunlight, the beautifulness of the world and the skyscrapers and all that was hidden. I couldn't see it in the first beginning. Now I made it up the small hill. That was my first challenge. My first challenge was to make it up the small hill. I made it up the small hill. Felt a little bit of pain, but I pushed through. But it was still a lot of shade. It wasn't sunny. The sun wasn't beaming down, and the sunlight wasn't showing like how it is right here. The sunlight wasn't showing. It was shady like this. It was still dark. Now the second challenge was a big hill that I got to make it up. Now this is my first time running up a big hill since I hurt my ankle. I pushed all the way through. And once I made it up the hill, I had a right turn. And once I finished up the hill and made that right turn, I walked into a lot of sunshine. The sun was beaming down. It was shining down. There wasn't no shade. So I made it through one small challenge while something was holding me back, but I pushed through. And I made it through a second challenge, a bigger hill, a bigger obstacle in life. And I made it through. Even with slight pain in my ankle, I made it through. Because I said, I'm not gonna let that hold me back from what I'm trying to achieve. I'm not gonna let that hold me back from what I'm trying to accomplish. And guess what I accomplished? I accomplished sunlight. The sun started to shine. The shade wasn't in the way, it wasn't dark anymore. It was sunny, the light was shining. It was beautiful. It was beaming right down on me. So let that be an example of how life is. It's gonna be obstacles, it's gonna be small obstacles. Can you make it up that small obstacle? Even with something holding you back, even with something in your way, like an ankle injury or getting fired from your job. Now I won't put getting fired from your job. I'll put something small, like you get demoted, you don't get the promotion, you get told no about something small like that. Are you gonna let that hold you back, or are you gonna push through that small obstacle? But once you push through a small obstacle, you got a bigger obstacle. You may get fired from your job. Your car may break down. You can't make it to work. Anything. You may break a leg. You can't work. Anything can happen. Are you going to let that hold you back? Or are you going to keep pushing? Or are you going to keep going? Are you going to keep pushing? Or are you going to keep going and make it to the sunlight where the sun is shining and everything is wonderful. Everything is glamorous because you pushed through it. I have a job currently. I have a job right now. And I was looking for a second job. Because I got some things I'm trying to do. I got the second job, but I want to tell you about how it is, the story. So man, I went weeks. I'm like, man, I got to get a second job. I'm telling my girl I got to get a second job. And I filled out 20 plus applications, bro. 20 plus applications. I kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. But I never went in to the places that I was applying for. I never went in. I just filled out the application online. I just filled out it online and expected results. I expected results. So I got on the bus and I went to 2 places. I went to 2 places that I applied for. Look how beautiful it is outside. This is what I run to. It looks wonderful. Got the view and everything. But I applied to those 2 places. I applied to those 2 places and I went in. One said we only looking for weekends, but I work on the weekends as well at my primary job. And the other one was like, yeah, we hiring, but the manager's busy right now. He's busy right now. So he can't come to you. So I sat there and waited. I waited about 15 minutes and I ended up going to the line that he was in. I went to the line, I said, hey, I just did this and that, He said, okay, I'll give you a call. I'm busy right now, I'll give you a call. So I left. That's 2 things I did. 2 obstacles. I said, am I just gonna let the application sit, or I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna speak to them myself? That's 2 obstacles. Now I got back home and a job that's paying really, really well, called me out of nowhere. I got in the house and I'm sitting, I'm like, bruh, like I'm really just trying to get a second job. I'm like, I wasn't complaining though. I wasn't complaining. I was still thanking y'all. For this small obstacle I was facing. I was still thanking him through it. I never questioned him. I never did any of that. And I said, yeah, I really need a second job. I'm patient. I stayed patient. And a job that's paying really, really well offered me a job. They called me like 10 minutes in to sit in the house. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, man, like, come on, man. Like, I'm really just trying to get a second job. And they called me and offered me a job. So now I have 2 jobs and I'm making great income. I haven't started the second job, but I'm about to sometime this week. So I'm gonna be making excellent income and I'm gonna be able to do the things I said I wanted to do. And it has nothing to do with wants. It's about needs and about building up for my future. So are you gonna let obstacles stop you? Are you gonna let something that happened to you stop you from pushing and trying to achieve your goals in life? Or are you gonna let it hinder you like I did the first time and said, I can't make it. I couldn't make it, but I knew in my mind one day I will. I knew in my mind one day I'm gonna have to face this challenge again, and I made it up the hill. So now I made it to my first destination. Now I'm about to restart the run and go back. So now I got another longer hill to go up. Now I gotta push through that. It's shade right now, but you see the sunlight up ahead? I gotta push through. So push through every obstacle. If you can't do it right now, tell yourself that you will eventually. And once that time comes and you feel like you feel like it's time, do it, push through. I love y'all, appreciate y'all, man. I'm about to continue this run. If you can, like this video, if you made it this far, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Send this to your friends and family, whoever. I'm going.